Just in a nutshell, a faster way to fat loss is not a weight loss program. Teach your body how to burn your fat stores.
I'm telling you guys, all you freaking do on faster way to fat loss is eat.
This whole journey that I've been on, my results.
You need to believe in all that is true. The sooner the better.
All right, ready for this? Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jessica of the blog Miss More Style, and here on YouTube I make videos about affordable fashion, beauty, lifestyle, and travel. So if those things are something that you're interested in, then make sure that you hit that red subscribe button and ding a notification bell so that you're notified every time I upload a new video. I upload about 2 to 3 times a week. Okay, so as you might have already guessed, today I'm going to be sharing, finally, I feel like I have something going on. Oh my god, I had a piece of black fuzz on my face. Let's try that again. Today I'm finally going to be sharing my faster way to fat loss results, and I say it with air quotes because I am still doing the faster way to fat loss, but I kind of wanted to give you all sort of my results / update on how it's going thus far. You got to stay tuned to the end because that is when I'm going to show you my before and after and really talk about my results from trying faster way to fat loss. So make sure that you keep watching. But in this video, it's going to be kind of like a review and sort of all my thoughts and feelings on the faster way to fat loss program, how I felt about it, different aspects of it, and then my results. Very quickly, in a nutshell, the faster way to fat loss program is not technically a diet, but it's more of a lifestyle change where you focus on whole food nutrition, intermittent fasting, carb cycling, and working out. I'm not going to go too in depth on just all the details and the things that this diet program entails because I've already talked about that very in depth in my intro to faster way to fat loss, which I recorded at the beginning of my whole journey doing this program. So if you're interested in that and you want to hear more of what this whole thing is, then definitely check out my description box down there because I've got the video linked there, as well as a video that I made a couple weeks ago where I show you what I eat in a day on a low carb macro day and a regular carb macro day, and there's lots of great little recipes in there for faster way to fat loss. I'm actually thinking about maybe doing another video like that very soon because I have different recipes and things that I like to make now. So if you're interested and you think that that is something you want to see, definitely give this video a thumbs up and make sure to comment down below and let me know that you want to see that. The first thing that I want to talk about are the workouts in faster way to fat loss. So let me just begin by saying I was really skeptical about the fitness aspect of faster way before I started. Long story short, I've always been someone who's very athletic. I was a competitive figure skater when I was a kid, and then I just have always sort of maintained my athleticism, I guess, ever since then, or at least I've tried to. So I have always been a person who works out, who eats relatively healthy, all those good things. And I kind of got into this sort of unhealthy place when I was in my earlier 20s, late teens, where I would just work out a ton, probably way too much. And then I would also eat very little, the bare minimum that I could eat. And I don't want to get too much into that either. Maybe that's a different video. I could talk about that. That experience definitely, I think, warped my mind in a lot of ways that I still carry with me to this day. Even though I don't really have those unhealthy habits, I still have this mindset that I have to literally work out and burn a ton of calories and overwork out, or else I'm not doing anything. And I also feel eating less is better than eating more. So these are two mindset things that I have that definitely the faster way to fat loss challenged me on. And the first one is definitely the workout aspect. So I before would just do cardio all the time and then maybe a little bit of strength training, but I didn't do a whole lot of it because I always had this notion that lifting weights is going to make me bulky. And what I really ultimately want is just to be nice and lean and long. Faster way, you do 3 strength training workouts and 2 cardio days, and then 1 day, 2 of the other days are recoveries. And the cardio workouts that you do are pretty short. They're intervals. So you're not doing a whole long workout. But I decided I would stick with the plan. Another thing that I was skeptical about is I thought that these workouts were going to be way too easy. Usually when I've done programs like this where they have workouts involved, the workouts just are not hard enough for me because I said, I do really love to challenge myself. I've had it in my mind for so long that I need to be just doing the most insane, intense workouts. And so for that reason, if I just feel there's a lot of workouts out there that are just too easy. And that's what I kind of thought these were going to be going into them. But let me just tell you, they're not. But I don't want that to sort of deter or scare those of you who maybe don't work out at all and you're just wanting to start a fitness journey or just think that you're not quite in that same type of shape. they have modifications, which I love. So anytime you're doing the cardio workouts or the strength workouts, there's 3 people on screen and they're all giving you a different modification. So they have one that's giving you a modification if you need something that's less intense or that's a little bit easier or like safer as far as like weight training goes. And then they also have someone who does a modification where they show you what you can do if you don't have free weights at home. So like, let's say all you can find are like strength resistance bands. They have somebody who shows you how to do the whole workout just with those. So you don't even have to have like a bunch of free weights at home in order to do this. You could just go pick up some resistance bands and totally get a great workout using those, which is really cool. Because I know at the beginning of the pandemic, it was really, really hard to find like anything fitness related online to have at home. I know now it's easier, but maybe you just don't have the space. You don't want to invest in all those free weights. You can just get those bands. They're easy to tuck away and hide. So in the beginning, like in the first 6 weeks, which is like the new client experience is what they call it when you're like brand new to Faster Way, you go through like a 6-week period where you're in the new client experience. I followed the workouts to the T. I did the workouts that they gave you to do every single day, and I never missed a workout. Actually, I have not missed a workout this entire time with the exception of yesterday because I went and did like a little day road trip with my girlfriend. But other than that, since January, when I started this program, I have done every single workout. Every single one. That being said, I started after the 6 weeks to supplement the workouts they give you with my own workouts that I enjoy doing. So I would do their workouts, but then like I would follow it up with like another short workout afterwards to just get a little bit more activity. I just feel like sometimes like they are hard workouts, but the duration of them is too short. And I always go by my Apple Watch. So I have goals on my Apple Watch that I like want to burn like 700 calories a day. I want to move this much and XYZ yada yada. And I found that when I was just doing the workouts and not doing anything else, I wasn't hitting like my daily goals that I set for myself. So take that with what you will. I felt like when I added in a little bit more activity, it helped me to lose weight. The best thing about their workouts is there's a new one every single day. So you will never get bored. Like you will never, ever get bored. That is really one of my favorite features about this program is having a new workout every single day. Okay, so now let's get on to the diet aspect and how I did with that. Let me just tell you straight up, if you're gonna start Faster Way to Fat Loss, you should know that it is completely about counting macros, and counting your macros is not easy. It's really, really hard. It's hard to keep up with it, especially if you're busy. I find that is one of the hardest things about this program is just remembering to track my macros, fitting all my macros in like the amounts that I need for each day. It's not easy. It does get easier as you do it, but even then it's something that you just have to commit to every day and make sure that you do it. And I noticed when I wasn't counting my macros, when I wasn't tracking them and really being meticulous about hitting all the different percentages that I'm supposed to hit for each day, I wasn't losing weight as quickly as when I was really, really on it. The other thing is like we ended up traveling a little bit during the time when I first started Faster Way to Fat Loss, and that makes it even harder. But what you should know is with the Faster Way to Fat Loss program, they emphasize to you, if you're gonna go on a trip, if you're gonna go see your family, don't sweat it, do your best. They want this plan to be flexible for like your real life. So you just, basically when I went on a trip, I just tried my best. I kind of got to know like what foods were high in carbs or high in protein or high in fat, and then just sort of guesstimated and didn't really like sweat it, and I ended up being completely fine. Key thing that I can tell you as advice to making sure you hit your macros is to just pre-plan all your meals in the morning before you start your eating window. If you do that and you just plug your meals into MyFitnessPal before you start eating, you can see the proportions of the macros, and if you need to make adjustments, you can do so accordingly. You can take something out or add something in to meet your specific goals. And that way there's no like getting to the end of your day and being like, oh my God, I like need this much more of like carbs, or makes it so that you're like, okay, now I know what I'm eating for the day. There's no guesstimation. It makes it so much less stressful that way. The thing that I will say that I did a terrible job at cutting out wine. I know I said in my initial video that I was really going to try to cut it out. And some weeks I did better than other weeks, but I just love wine, and I feel like it's really hard for me to cut it out. I'm really trying to get to a place where I only have like wine like a couple nights a week. But for me, it's sort of like a ritual. It's like a treat every night. I have like a glass or two of wine to wind down. I know that sounds like crazy maybe to some of you, but it just like, you have to have some things in life that you enjoy. So I'm trying to make myself get out of that habit, but it's a very slow process. After the initial 6 weeks, I definitely brought back in dairy because I find that like dairy doesn't really affect my body negatively, and I really enjoy cheese and I missed it. But I do still keep myself mostly gluten-free. The reason why they have you cut out gluten and dairy is because they believe that those two types of foods will cause bloating and inflammation in your body. And I understand that's probably true for some people, but for me, I just feel like they don't really bother me that much. So I can give up gluten, but I cannot give up cheese. Before we get into my results section, the thing that is really amazing about this program is the app that they have. Download from the App Store and you go into the app every single day. And when you're in the app, that's where you find the daily workout. So that's where you can stream it and follow along. You can find your weekly meal plan or meal guide there. And then they have like tons of recipes in the app that you can go through, from like breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, smoothies. It's such an amazing resource, and it's such a well-made app. It really helps, I think, to be more successful in this program, because it's just like all this stuff that you really need is like at your fingertips, and they just make it so simple and easy for you. Now let's talk results. In my initial 6 weeks, I went from 148 pounds to 142 pounds in a pretty steady downward trajectory, which is great. But then like right towards the end of the 6 weeks, I started gaining weight back, and I was so frustrated. And I think that was mostly due to the fact that like towards the end, I got more lax on tracking my macros. I was drinking more wine, and maybe among other things, I'm not really sure, but I got frustrated. I'm now at this point, March 27th, I'm recording this video, back down to 142 pounds. And I like kind of bounce around right there, but 142 pounds was the lowest that I got. I know I don't have a massive amount of weight to lose, but I just really was hoping for a little bit more drastic results. But I do know that I definitely slacked off when it came to not having wine, and so keeping track of my macros and making sure that I was like staying on point. So let me just show you my before and after images. I feel like I can definitely see a difference for sure from my starting point to where I am now. The biggest thing that I can see is I have quite a bit more definition in my muscle tone, especially in my arms. I feel like I've been getting some compliments from people on my arms, which I'm really proud of, and I'm definitely going to keep up with my strength training because it is making such a difference. I also took my measurements, and I didn't lose a ton of inches, but I definitely lost a little bit across my waist and my thighs, which is great for me. I will take it. On top of that, I have some other information thanks to my smart scale that I have, which I'll link in the description box. It's amazing. It's very affordable. It's on Amazon. It tells you all this great information every time you step on it, but it did show me that my BMI went down from 23.3 to 22.4, and then also my body fat percentage went from 18.2% to 17.4%. So, you know, it's a very small, slight improvement, not massive, but you know, maybe it's realistic. At the end of the day, it's my goal to get into the 130 weight range and sort of live there, rather than be in the 140 weight range and be kind of living there where I have been for a while. I just feel like for me, that is how I feel like I like my body to look. I like the way that I feel when I'm that weight. And I know it's not like necessary. I'm in a completely normal weight range as I am now, but just for me personally, that is where I want to get. So I have a lot of work to do, and that's why I'm keeping up with the faster rate of fat loss. I'm not going to stop. So I decided after the initial 6 weeks to join their VIP program, which is the next thing that I want to talk to you all about. When I first started the faster rate of fat loss, they tell you about the VIP program that you can join after the 6 weeks is over. And in my mind, I was always like, no, I'm not going to do that, because I'm sure after these 6 weeks, I already know the macros that I need to hit. I have learned how to do intermittent fasting. I know the eating schedule. I can save all these meal plans and I can just reuse them. As you do it for a little while, you kind of start to learn like how to do this. And you don't necessarily need to stay in the program and be in the VIP program to continue doing faster rate of fat loss, because you honestly come out of the 6 week program with all the knowledge that you need to keep it up. But this is what I will say. I ended up saying, okay, I'm going to try VIP for 1 month, because I was just really enjoying the workouts, especially since I can't go to the gym. I can't go to my classes still. I was like, you know what? I don't want to go back to like finding workouts on YouTube. I really like the fact that I just can come here. I know I'm going to get a good workout. There's no like scrolling through the internet to find something. And I also really liked the accountability that the Facebook groups give that they have for Faster Way to Fat Loss. It does really help me when I'm in those groups to feel motivated, to stay on my macros, to track them, to do the workouts, etc. So the VIP program is basically a membership that you can have to Faster Way to Fat Loss after you're done with your 6 weeks. It costs $75 a month. And I know that sounds steep, but hear me out. I think it's worth it because you continue to get weekly meal plans in the app. You still get access to all those awesome recipes. You get access to their Facebook group where, you know, like I said, there's so much accountability. There's community. You can go in there. You can post your wins. You can celebrate other people's wins with them. It's just a really cool thing. The other thing that I really think makes it super worth it is, like I said, when I was like kind of like had lost and then I like started to gain weight back, that was when I had sort of just started the VIP program. And so one of the greatest things about VIP is you get access to one-on-one training with their certified trainers. So in my case, I started gaining weight back and I wasn't quite sure why. So I emailed them and I said, you know, this is my situation. What should I do? And then within 24 hours, one of their certified trainers emails you back, asks you some more questions to sort of get an idea of what's going on. And then she gave me some advice and tips on things to do. So she changed my macro percentages for me. And then she also told me to do a couple other things differently than like what everybody else is doing. And that actually helped me to stop gaining and go back down into the losing trend. So if you personally are hitting a plateau or if something's not working for you, you can address that issue with someone one-on-one and they can help you to make it something that works for you. Another thing in VIP is they always do like fun challenges. So like the first week that I was in VIP, they did like a smoothie reset challenge where you like were doing like a bunch of smoothies instead of meals, but they were giving you all these awesome different smoothie recipes. Another thing that they've been doing all throughout the month of March was a like shoulder strength challenge. So we had like several days of the week where like you do the regular workout that everyone does. And then after that, they had like a 10-minute supplemental shoulder workout to like really help your shoulders. And I feel like my shoulders are looking pretty good if I do say so myself. They also change up the eating plan in VIP constantly so that your body doesn't ever get used to or plateaus. Like it's always like guessing. And that is definitely something that you want to help keep your metabolism going. So that is really all my thoughts and feelings on the Faster Way to Fat Loss program thus far. If you're interested in trying it for yourself, I've got a link down in the description box that will get you all the info that you need and you can sign up. I really highly recommend it. To me, it is the most flexible eating plan / I guess kind of diet that I've ever done, and I've tried a lot of them. And what I sincerely think about this one is that I think it is more realistic. You don't have to give up everything you love. You're not like eating like a minimal amount of calories. You're actually eating a lot. I feel like you're eating a lot. And it's like reasonable for your everyday life, in my opinion. So I think it is my favorite sort of weight loss plan thus far. And like I said, I'm going to keep up with it. Let me know if you have any questions about this and I will do my best to answer them. Let me know also if you have tried Faster Way to Fat Loss. How did it go for you? I would love to know. Are you currently doing it? Are you doing a different sort of diet plan? I'm always interested to hear what works for other people. So please leave me a comment and let me know. Before you leave, you definitely want to check out the videos that I mentioned before. I think you're really going to enjoy them. It will give you a little bit more information on Faster Way to Fat Loss. So stick around and watch a couple more videos. Make sure to subscribe if you have not done so already. Give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you all on my next video. Bye!